And I remember the swing path, you put your racket here and then you put it here. Like do that even in the mini tennis. Yeah, so you...
But don't finish.
No, finish, but just don't hit it too hard. And don't take the racket as far back as you normally do in mini tennis. You start here and just drop it right here. But you still want to try to finish, okay? Even with mini tennis. You go from here to here. Yes. Good. Yes, Anna. Yes. Good. I like it. I don't like the rigidness back here. I like the wrist to be a little bit more loose, okay? So when you go here, you drop like this, remember? That's the perfect take back for you, from here to here. When you cock too much, I feel like you never release and the wrist stays locked too long. And it has bad effects later on in the swing. So we need to make it just a slightly looser. So you go here, here, and then just let it go from here, and then you're gonna get into that lag naturally.
Okay.
Does it make sense?
I was just like specifically keeping it like tight because it has a way of wiggle and like loosen up too much, you know? I don't like that.
I understand 100%, and that's a whole nother problem where it's too loose and you start snapping at the ball.
Yeah.
So these are both extremes that are not good, and we have to find a middle ground. We don't want to be too loose. We also don't want to be too rigid and too tight.
For sure.
So remember, this is going back like 2 years before your surgery. We found the perfect take back. We go here and then we just drop like this, here. We just drop the strings to the court, this and this. Remember that? And then from here we go forward, and then naturally the wrist is going to go further back. But to lock it and have it cocked like this, when I see this, when I see the strings to the sky in the back, I get scared because I know that you're hyperextending the wrist and possibly going this way as well. I like it, Anna, much cleaner. Go again. Good. Good, Anna, beautiful job. Good, Anna. It was weird, right?
No, it was too chill.
All right, do a backhand. Good. I like that a lot. So simple, so clean. Good. Good. Pick it up and attack it. Come. All right, Anna. I like this take back style a lot better for you. It's more simple. It's also more fluid.
What is the difference between the original one way of redoing it?
There's more range of motion now. So the one disadvantage of a rigid locked wrist through the entirety of the swing is that it's going to be difficult to get into the desired wrist position. So if you lock your wrist here like this and then you start dropping, so you're getting a lag, but what actually happens on a forehand is that the racket and the forward acceleration lags behind further, right? And if you're too tight here and too locked, you don't get that extra lag. So your lag is limited when you have a locked position.
Lag is loop.
No, lag is like when you go forward. You see this? When you go forward like this, when you pull forward, the racket lags behind the hand, which is going forward. That's the lag. So when you are in a locked position like this, so when the racket drops and you go forward, if you look at this on camera, it looks biomechanically correct because you are achieving a sufficient lag. However, when you examine high-level forehands closely, they actually lag and the racket goes further back like this. So the optimal lag is from a forward acceleration that's so violent that the tip of the racket actually goes backwards. And when the wrist is too rigid, too locked, you have absolutely no chance of getting that extra lag. You understand?
Which is extra power automatically?
It's more range of motion, extra power, yes. Because the racket goes from here into the contact here. It's more range of motion, bigger space for the acceleration to take place is better.
Yeah.
So when you're locked and you're going from here to here, you get a little bit less. So it's not the end of the world to play with a rigid wrist. You still might be able to hit some decent forehands, but it's not optimal. And also, when we're talking about the actual swing path at contact and shortly thereafter, if you're too locked, you know, you're going to have less range of motion, less fluidity here, and you might end up hitting the ball with less range of motion, with more of a tighter, shorter type swing path when it's locked.
It will be less
because
intuitive.
what happens sometimes is that the tightness of the wrist transfers into the rest of the body. So now it's your forearm that's also tight. It's your, you know, upper arm that's tight. Maybe your chest is tight and your trunk. And when you're tight here, you end up going like this, and the entire thing looks tight.
Yeah.
So you don't want to be too loose. We talked about this because then you're slapping the ball, you're spaghetti arming it, and your balls are flying into the back fence. No good. But you also don't want to be too stiff. You got to find the middle ground so that you have the proper range of motion in the wrist with a full lag, and then the wrist going, once the racket goes in a vertical position, the wrist should go along for the ride and start breaking this way so that the back of your hand goes towards your left cheek if you happen to be right-handed.
Over the shoulder sometimes.
Could be anywhere, as long as you turn it over. If you turn it over at the end, that is the desired finish on the forehand too, and that involves some wrist fluidity. And again, if the wrist is too rigid, you're going to have a harder time achieving those effects.
Yeah.
Yeah. I love it. I love it, Anna. Look at that take back, so clean. And forward on the run. Come, Anna, go, go. And attack this one. Cap. Very clean. All right, you're doing good.
I actually felt that thing.
Which thing?
The log you were telling me about.
You felt it?
Oh yeah, like 2 or 3 times. It feels so good.
Anna, do you remember our last lesson with the backhand where we did side, back, finish? Let's do the same thing on the forehand, because I feel like the initial sequencing on the forehand is still not optimal sometimes. You could do a little better job. You hate the cone?
I don't like that.
All right, no worries. But you promise you go back to the middle, okay?
Thank you.
All right.
Yeah,
Listen.
I don't like running around them. Oof.
It drives you crazy, doesn't it? Okay, look. We're going to improve the sequencing on the forehand. When I say side, you're going to immediately go
parallel to the
left. You can separate. Go ahead. Go here. Side. This is side. All right? Now, side encompasses the setup process and the observation of the ball. Super important step. So when I say side, you're looking at the ball and you're setting up, okay? You're setting up. When I say back, that's when you start going back with the racket. That's close to the bounce, okay? And then finish is self-explanatory. That happens when you hit the ball. So side is maybe the most important element, because if you get that one wrong, everything ends up hectic. Very difficult to feel the stroke because everything's over so quickly. So
say again what you just said. I was like in my body.
If you don't do the first step, which is side, quickly enough. Let's say you wait too long like this and you're looking at the ball and now it's close to the bounce and you turn like this and you do everything at once, turn and the take back and everything, it feels rushed, it feels hectic, and it's hard to know what actually just happened. You just hit the ball and you don't know what you did because everything happens so fast. So when you segment the stroke like this, compartmentalize it if you will, and as quickly as possible, as soon as you know it's a forehand, you go side and then you set up, and now you find yourself in a perfect position, close to the bounce, you go back, racket starts going back, and then obviously when I say finish, you're going to try to finish as much as you can. That's a segmentation of the stroke that's going to make it more fluid, more continuous, and mentally it's going to feel like you have a lot more time than you actually do.
Yeah.
All right?
Even if it's a slow ball, just be ready right away.
Always. Any ball in tennis, even when it's slow, don't get tricked by the slow ball. You always want to be quick on that first part, the side, okay? All right, here we go.
Side.
Back. Finish. All right. So the side is super slow now.
Super slow.
You're not hearing me say side?
I do.
All right,
I
when you hear
but I don't do things.
No, I say side and you still hear.
Oh.
Anna, when I say side, here.
Yeah, okay.
Side, back, finish. Very clean. Okay. Side, back, finish. Anna, these are looking crisp. Now we're going to do it without me saying anything, okay? And let's see what happens. One more time. I didn't like that one. Let me help you again, okay? I'm going to call out side, back, finish. Again, when you hear side, you side, like this. Side, back, finish. Very clean forehand. One more. Side, back, finish. So good. I want to point out one thing that is not a mistake on you just because you have a lot of a good muscle memory. because we've been doing some really good work on the forehand, but doing this drill with some other players, they translate the back into something that they do rapidly or fast. So I want to just point this out to the people that are watching, that the side can happen super fast like this, but when I say back, you don't want to go like this, because the segment of the stroke is slow to fast. The stroke doesn't accelerate from 0 to 100 and it goes like this. It goes slow here and then it gradually starts speeding up.
It's like gravity is taking it.
Yeah. So it's like a flowing,
Fluidity.
gradually accelerating continuous stroke. So the back, you did correctly just because of your good muscle memory, which means that we did a lot of good work in the past. Because you weren't taking the racket back fast and getting stuck back there, you were flowing here, which is great.
Okay.
All right, you need a drink?
Yeah.
Go ahead, go get a drink. Side, back, hit. Not bad at all. Side, back, hit. Last one, Anna. Side, back, hit. So clean. All right, I'm gonna go to the other side. We'll do the same thing. Side, back, hit. Side, back, hit. Beautiful. Side, back, hit. Very clean. Side, back, hit. Good. Side, back, hit. Good. We'll keep the ball in play. I'm going to tell you again, and then I'm going to not say anything, and we'll see what happens, okay? Side, back, hit. Good. Side, back, hit. Good. Side, back, hit. 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 All right. And now, I'm not going to say anything, but you're going to think about it in your head, quietly.
It's too high here.
Good. Good. Go ahead.
A lot of times when I play with you, particularly, when the ball kicks here, even like in the middle of the court, it's still here as I'm already here. So, and then when I hit it, it goes straight into the net.
You're talking about the ball. Yeah, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, like when it's, because you have to kick it here, right? So when it's like hip level or something.
Yeah.
Yours are here and like really high, and like how do you maneuver it so it doesn't go into the net? Because I hit it here and definitely, you know, put it into the net, which I don't like.
So that's a high topspin ball. I'm not hitting it on purpose. Maybe I'm shanking it or mishitting it slightly, and the ball.
Can you adjust it to me?
I'm trying to, but sometimes I kind of mishit or I'm putting accidentally too much spin on it, and it goes over your head. And those are tough to play, and that's a lesson for another day, how to play the live ball. Okay. So you don't want to end up in the back fence. So you might have to learn to take those a little bit earlier on the rise, so to speak. But we'll have to do that some other time.
So go closer to where it lands originally, I guess.
See, the problem is that on that particular ball that you're talking about, it's kind of speedy a little bit, so you can't wait for it to drop because you're going to be in the back fence. So when you play against the level of player that you're going to be facing on the court, you don't have to worry about that so much. Generally speaking, their high balls, they're not going to penetrate as much, and you can wait for the ball to drop, and maybe you're going to be further back, but you're not going to be pushed as far back. So you can take those on the way down, where once you experience a high ball with more penetration, you have to learn to take those earlier. That's really the only way.
Okay.
So again, let's cover that down the road, maybe next time. We'll work on the high forehand. But now, let's continue with the segmenting. Let's continue having very clean take back here, nice and clean. And we'll get a couple more good forehands, okay?
Excellent.
Come on.
Thanks.
Yes, Anna. It's okay. Come. Come on. Beautiful job. Good. Last one. One more. Come on, Anna. All right, last one. Side back finish. Here we go. All right, very clean. Anna, good job. You did so good today. How are you feeling on the forehand now versus
much better? I feel
the
like
beginning?
it's adjusted.
Yeah,
and I'm glad you explained this one because it was my obsession from the word upset when they're here, and I'm already at the very back of it, so never like that.
Don't worry, that's one of the toughest shots at any level, really. It's playing the high ball. It's a very, very tricky shot to play, but I think when you go out and play on your own, I want you to keep in mind not to be here too long, because that was a mistake.
Yeah.
You're waiting here too long,
Yeah.
and just get that first step out of the way. That's going to give you more time, and you're doing a lot of other things good. You've improved a lot. It's just a matter of keep going and stay with it.
Thank you.
Nice job, Anna. Very good.
When you get back from Europe, I will be much better. You'll see.
How many times per week do you play now?
3 times.
That's great.
You know what I recently noticed? That some people I play with, they have this frozen necklaces.
What is that?
I love those.
Oh yeah, I've seen that, yeah.
It helps a tremendous...
The ice thing.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start picking up.
Nothing special. But now I started like waking up. The beast starting waking up.
Yeah.
And they see my shots. They're like, oh,
It's beautiful.
smokes.
No, it's nice.